In the realm of American politics, few issues spark as much debate as taxation. One particularly bold idea has been the complete abolition of income tax. This idea, often championed by figures like Donald Trump, challenges the very foundation of the modern American tax system. Proponents of this radical shift argue that it could unleash unprecedented economic growth and return power to the American people. Critics, however, fear the potential consequences of such a drastic measure. They argue that it could lead to massive budget deficits and cripple the government's ability to fund essential services. The debate over abolishing income tax is not merely an economic one. It is a philosophical battle over the role of government in society. It forces us to confront fundamental questions about the relationship between citizens and the state and the best way to ensure prosperity for all. To understand the arguments for abolishing income tax, it's crucial to examine America's financial history, particularly the period before the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. For much of its early history, the United States operated without an income tax. The federal government primarily funded itself through other means, relying on a combination of tariffs, excise taxes, and land sales. This system, while different from the modern one, proved remarkably effective in financing the nation's growth and development. During this era, America experienced significant economic expansion, becoming a global industrial power. The absence of an income tax fostered an environment conducive to entrepreneurship and investment. This period of American history offers valuable insights into alternative models of government finance and challenges conventional wisdom about the necessity of an income tax. So, how did the United States function without an income tax for much of its history? The answer lies in a combination of revenue sources that were common in the 19th century. Tariffs, taxes levied on imported goods, provided a significant portion of federal revenue. These tariffs not only generated income but also protected domestic industries from foreign competition. Another important source of funding was land sales. The government owned vast tracts of land, particularly in the West, which it sold to settlers and speculators. This land revenue financed much of the country's westward expansion and infrastructure development. In addition to tariffs and land sales, the government also relied on excise taxes levied on specific goods or activities like alcohol and tobacco. These taxes, while often unpopular, provided a steady stream of revenue. Finally, the government also borrowed money through the issuance of bonds. This borrowing, however, was done cautiously and primarily used to finance wars or other extraordinary expenses. The creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913 marked a turning point in American financial history. While the Fed was ostensibly created to stabilize the banking system, its creation coincided with a dramatic decline in the purchasing power of the dollar. Over the past century, the dollar has lost over 95% of its value, meaning that a dollar today buys less than a nickel did in 1913. This inflationary pressure, argue critics, is a direct result of the Fed's policies, particularly its ability to create money out of thin air. This inflationary environment, they contend, disproportionately benefits the wealthy and well-connected, while eroding the purchasing power of ordinary Americans. The declining value of the dollar highlights a fundamental problem with fiat currencies which are not backed by any tangible asset, and underscores the importance of sound money policies.